What's going on, everyone? Good morning, good morning. It is Friday, wrapping up the week, first week of May 3rd, 2019. So yesterday we had a very interesting day in the markets. SPY sold off again. Found a little bit of support, mid 289s, pulled back, tried to go red to green, but didn't work out. Still closed red. Sector-wise, we had healthcare leading the way. Traded almost maybe 0.5% up, but the majority of these sectors traded red. It was basically 8 red and 3 green. So market was obviously in a sell-off sentiment yesterday. So obviously gave a lot of opportunities to the downside. A lot of stocks do follow the market. That being said, not all do. That's definitely sure. A lot of times you have institutions, plotting and scheming when they want to unload shares onto the market. So if they can do it in stealth mode, when the market's up, they'll definitely dump shares to the downside and not have people watch. So that stuff happens time and time again. It's always great opportunities when you can catch these serious moves when the market is going the opposite direction. Let's get it going. So let's get into those things. We have a large list going into the market. Obviously, from the days we had past couple of days with the market selling off, giving some opportunities. So obviously, as we always do, we always sit back and cherry pick the best of the best of the best. Any of these things set up and give us an opportunity to take it to the downside, we'll step in. Otherwise, we sit and wait, and if it's not going to happen for us, if it's going to go in the opposite direction, we do not trade it. We definitely do not chase. So of these 15, we may choose 2 to 3. Who knows what's going to happen, but at the end of the day, we'll let market dictate direction and price. All right, guys, so we're going to start off with W. Wayfair obviously sold off yesterday and had a little bit of fight going into the closed above VWAP. Not sure that it is done just yet. Obviously, it's having some issues sale-wise. They're opening a new store coming off the internet. Do a little brick and mortar action, see if that's going to happen or not. But that being said, not sure this thing's done just yet. So if it's not done, it definitely shows some more weakness. We'd like it for a few more points of downside, so it gives us a nice opportunity. Has a decent ATR of over 5.5 points, so we're going to keep a close eye on this thing. Next up, CXO. CXO closed down almost 4 points yesterday and closed it to the low of the day. We like this thing for another couple points to the downside if it shows some more weakness. And after, obviously, the market maker does their little cat and mouse bullshit that they always do in the mornings. Once that settles down, dust settles, and if it steps below VWAP, we'll take it down with it. Next up, we have PH. PH gapped down a little bit yesterday, closed almost 4 points. Closed above VWAPs, a little stronger, but not sure this thing is done just yet. It's trying to fill this gap. It's at its gap high right now. So if it breaks this high and continues the uptrend, then obviously we'll stay away from this thing. But we'll keep an eye on this thing, and if it shows an opportunity, we'll take it down. Otherwise, we'll let this thing go and fill its gap. Move on. SQ Square. So Square obviously had a significant down day yesterday in the market, almost down 6 points. Traded a little bit sideways after hours last night. Closed towards the low of the day, couldn't crack VWAP, so it's definitely interesting for day 2. We'd like it for a couple more points to downside. There's still some more meat on the bone here, technically. We like this, and we're going to watch this thing. If it definitely shows some weakness, a little pullback to VWAP, we will enjoy the ride down. Next up, we got WLK. WLK, as you can see, traded down 9%, closed very low of the day. Technically, you still have another point and a half. So we definitely like this thing. It has nice, decent ATR. So, if it shows a weakness, which I anticipate, a little bit of market maker cat and mouse again above VWAP in the morning. After that 9:45, 10 a.m. level, and starts to show weakness, we will step in and mitigate risk. Yeti was a nice one for yesterday. Yesterday closed almost 3 points down. Got stuffed out of VWAP midday going into lunch. Tried to catch a little run going into the close, but obviously it's just power hour to the end of the session. So still looking at another couple points to downside. as far as our target. So again, if it shows some weakness, this is what we do. We're gonna obviously take it down, mitigating the risk at VWAP. PRU sold off almost 3 points down, so a little bit of weakness. Still nothing too crazy. Obviously, a couple points of downside. The ATR is okay at 2 points. It's on watch because just one of these things. Did a little fundamental research yesterday and wasn't too excited about this company. Prudential, obviously, financials were trading green yesterday, so the fact that this thing got dumped out is a little bit of a red flag. So we'll see about if Prudential can run up and fill this gap. If it cannot, then we definitely like it to the 98 level. PDC was a nice trade for us yesterday, down almost 9%, traded low of the day, and trade right through its significant 50-day on the weekly or on the daily, excuse me. So looking at a couple points of downside if it shows some weakness after the dust settles in the morning. CTSH had a just a bloodbath at the end of the session. Had some significant news going into the close, trading down after hours, and anticipate this thing's going to trade further down. So it's showing some weakness already going into the close. So it means boys are jumping ship. It's sitting at a little bit of technical resistance right now at after market last night, after our last night. So if it breaks this level, then we like it to the 60 level, excuse me. If it holds this level and bounces, then we'll wait for a second opportunity to crack that level. So I'm just going to patiently wait for this thing to see if it's going to hold or not. And if it doesn't, then we'll step in. Garmin, GRMN, has been going for a couple of days, still showing some weakness. Traded a little bit, traded weak yesterday, but closed relatively quote-unquote strong to the upside period above VWAP, held for pretty much the last hour of session, but do not think it's done yet. I think it might, have a little bit of play above, and obviously have the boys try to step in and push up price with the inventory as principal. Once they get to the level they need, then they're gonna probably unload the shares again. So we'll see if this thing is gonna happen. If so, if it shows weakness for day 3, then it's very high probability it's gonna go to mid 75s. So we'll keep an eye on this thing. Continental CLR still have another couple of points of downside. Traded weak all day yesterday after the 11 a.m. session. So it's going almost a point, let's see, a little over 1.5 to the downside close, and crossing over its significant 50-day on the daily. So we like it to the mid 39 level. FIVN definitely showing some weakness. Tried a little bit of quote-unquote gap fill from 10 to 11 o'clock yesterday morning. Again, got stuffed down, traded below VWAP for the rest of the day. So definitely shows some weakness. That's a definitely clear sign that boys are getting out of this thing. They got nothing too crazy, maybe a little point or so at the downside, but there's always meat on the bone if it shows weakness, and nothing else is trading nicely for us. We'll step in and take a little bit from this thing. So we'll obviously can see if it gives us an opportunity to step in and enjoy it to the downside. MEOH been fading out the past couple of days after it had a consolidation for about a week, and just lost its battle. Obviously, sellers won, bears took it over, and you see what's going on. So closed almost 5% down, and it's headed to that 49 level conservatively. So we definitely like this thing. If it shows some weakness after the 10 a.m. session, we're gonna maybe put a start on this thing and have probably just ride out the rest of the day, because looking like that 49 is going to be calling its name today sometime. WLL, we have been looking at this thing for a little bit. Obviously traded down yesterday, almost at 13% down. Had a little bit of a fake run up market maker. That's a clear. Look at this bullshit right here. Such bullshit. Market makers trying to suck in buyers, man. Pushing that out of inventory. Anyway, so once 11 o'clock came in, they got stuffed out, and you see what happened. So that's just straight cat and mouse right here. So you know that things be manipulated. So what does that tell you? Tells you that boys are getting out of this thing. So another point to the downside at least. So if it's showing that bullshit weakness, then load up on some shares because you'll be able to take a nice chunk from this guy. Last but not least, we have APA. APA been in a downtrend, as you can see, quite a while, for since like the 22nd, 23rd last month, and it's not stopping anytime soon. First, quote unquote, support is not too far from the close. So if it can hold and balance, then we won't look at it for today. But if it cracks right through that thing, definitely have another 3 to 4 points to the downside to enjoy. So obviously we're going to wait and see what the market does with this thing and go from there. Obviously, we'll see what else is going on in the markets, but this is what we got. This is what we're looking at. This is what our scans picked up. This is what we are looking and setting up for the session today. So as always, guys, we always wait for the best of the best, wait for price to come to us, wait for the setups to form, when and only when price sets up and we have an opportunity to step in, mitigate risk with a nice reward, we put on a position. Otherwise, we sit and watch and wait. Alright guys, so if you like what we're doing here, you want to see how we're building this watch list and how we're trading these charts or any other charts, come check out the site at thestreettrading.com and we will sort you out. Have a great day in the markets and stay diligent with your stops. Be patient. Alright guys, talk to you soon.